Media Monday. Hey everybody, welcome to the Hot Seat on this Media Monday. I'm Ron Kloffenstein. Tonight we'll take you to last weekend's Eid Al Adha Carnival at the Utica Mosque, and we'll be talking to Roosevelt Patterson and our own Jay Easy about next weekend's James Street Festival. But first, we're joined in the studio today by Thomas Roy. He's this year's Student Scholarship Award winner from the Oneida-Madison Electric Cooperative. He recently traveled to Washington to advocate for the needs of electric co-ops across the country. Thomas, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, Thomas, you're also Lily Christopher's here with us. She's co-hosting me today. Lily, welcome to the show yourself. Thomas, can you start by telling us a little bit about what is an electric co-op?
An electric co-op is the second largest grassroots organization in the country, and it is really special because it is made so members of like the U.S. population are connected to electricity, and this helps connect people to each other and helps afford electricity, because a lot of times without co-ops, people pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for electricity when they could go to a co-op and pay a monthly fee for some easy electricity.
Really interesting. So like with a co-op, the people who receive the services from the utility, in this case the power, they own the company, rather than like with me, National Grid is a company owned by shareholders, and the prices go up and up and up, so to make other people rich. But with a co-op, you guys own it yourself. Super cool.
That's right. My advisor actually is a part of the co-op and lives on the electrical line, and was talking to me how her neighbor was on the co-op, and because she was a part of the board of OMEC, the problems her neighbors had, she could bring up to the board. So because that members are so connected within the town, they were able to like figure out a solution.
That's incredible. They have because usually with a power company you don't get that kind of service whatsoever. So how did you win this award, this scholarship?
It's actually kind of sad because the scholarship isn't very well known, because I have talked to people in my school and other schools about if they've even heard of the scholarship, and most people say no. My guidance counselor sent out an announcement about the scholarship, and it was right up my alley. Because when I grow up, the things I want to do are very important to DC and the things they do in DC. And so I wrote 2 essays, got a recommendation from one of my teachers, one of my previous bosses, and just kind of talked about myself and my future plans.
So tell us a little bit about DC. What was the scholarship trip like? What did it entail? And how did it shape you to move forwards in your goal with your career?
My trip to DC was a load of fun. I'll probably remember this forever. My advisor and actually most of the board of OMEC went to DC because it was for all the electrical co-ops in New York, because it was called NRECA, which is the National Electrical Co-op Assembly. And so I went with this amazing group of people, and we had an assembly on the Monday we arrived, or we arrived on Sunday, and the day after in the morning, we went to the General Assembly, and then we had a tour of the Capitol, and then the day after, we met with representatives within the government to advocate for electrical co-op problems and just represent ourselves. This is really important for my future because although I was an observer, I learned so much about real-time political action.
What are some of the things that you learned? Like, what do you actually see?
Well, the biggest thing was we met with one of our representative's assistants from New York, and the difference between a lobbyist and a grassroots organization with these assistants is just profound. Because
How so?
Because when my CEO and director of OMEC were speaking to the assistant, they were way more attentive and they truly cared about our problems. Whereas I know if they were talking to a lobbyist, they wouldn't understand the problems that they were dealing with as much as the electrical co-ops.
What are some of the problems or some of the things that were actually advocated for?
Well, the biggest was called the SPEED Act, which is what the General Assembly was mostly about. And it was to move projects within electrical co-ops faster through one department, because in the past, if a tree fell on a power line, the electrical co-op had to go through the federal government to get funding, and usually funding meant going through 5 or 6 departments.
Wow.
And so sometimes it would take up to a year, maybe 2, just to fix something as easy as putting up a new line or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. And when you went to advocate for these issues, how would you say, not only in DC, but how would you say that these issues are going on in this local area, in the Oneida, Madison, Lewis, all these local counties? What would you say is the biggest issue locally that made you want to fight for change?
It's a good question. When I was sitting there and I was listening to my advisors and the leaders of the board, I could see the compassion and the honesty when they approached these government workers about our problems, because when they advocate for electrical co-ops and the power line, it's advocating for people's lives. Because especially during the winter, when people don't have electricity, it's a life or death situation. And so by going and advocating these things in DC for political changes and faster programs for the electrical co-ops, it helps keep everyone safer.
What are your goals in life? You said you want to go to Washington because it has to do with your future goals as well. Well, what are your ambitions?
That's right. My ambition is to be ambassador when I grow up.
Ambassador where?
Wow.
Are you open to opportunities?
Yes. Well, I don't know where yet, but I am taking Spanish and French right now.
Oh, okay. Well, that should set you up pretty well. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
What does an ambassador do?
So, I'm not 100% sure their exact job title or
I'm sure you know the gist of it.
Right.
Though.
Right. So, to me, an ambassador is someone who represents a country to other countries, and when they go to those countries, they learn about the country, but they also teach the country a little bit about the country they're from. Mm-hmm. And so I want to go to other countries and show just how compassionate the U.S. is, and that we're not just this military and very political government body. And there's a lot of third world countries and countries that are underrepresented in the UN or NATO, bigger organizations that France or Spain are more well known. And so by going to the smaller countries, it would help them be more well known and put them on more of a global scale.
Yeah.
And about representing the underrepresented, what message of power do you want to give them? When you do become an ambassador, what is the one objective that you have to see these countries thriving from America? What do you want to see change for the people?
I think the biggest change to me, if I was an ambassador, would be being seen. A lot of countries aren't seen. And so if you're not seen and you have problems with like agriculture, the economy, or maybe just your government, by having others listen to your problems and others come to your country and try to help, it would help the general public of the country and not just the government.
What do you think you saw like on your trip? You're praising the people that you went with and stuff, the organizers, and you saw people do some advocacy work, and you saw people interact with members of government. What are some of the things that you saw, or some of the qualities that you saw people exhibit that you think you can like take with you back to your career, both as a student now, but possibly like in foreign service in the future? What did you learn from all this?
Well, there was two very big things I noticed when I went to DC. And the first one is your body language.
Oh, really? How so?
So during these meetings with these assistants, I could see how like their facial expressions when they're talking about an anecdote that means so much to them, and how their spine kind of like tightens when they talk about an issue that they honestly care about.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe someone who is just advocating might just kind of slouch back and might not take it as seriously. And then the second thing...
That's a good observation.
I know.
And it's good to know as an ambassador, because, you know, you want to project the kind of body language that communicates your concern for the people you're talking to. So, good. What else did you see?
Well, my second thing was how interconnected the people were.
Oh, yeah.
The director of my electrical co-op, every other step, he was seeing people he knew. Yeah. And it was people from like Kentucky, from all over the country that, you know, you wouldn't meet if you weren't in the co-op. Right, and if you weren't advocating for the same things.
Yeah, yeah. Now, when you were in Washington, you must have done also like some of the touristy stuff too. What are some of the things, some of the landmarks that you saw? What were your impressions?
Well, I think my biggest impression was...
I think as an American, you know, when you go there, it can be overwhelming in such a good way. You know, Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial, things that seem so timeless and etched in stone and so significant. But I think just also like, it gives you a nice sense of like the timelessness of like things may be turbulent now, but there are some basic foundational things we can count on still. You know, did you have that feeling? How did you feel?
Yes. My biggest thing about these trips was it was at night. So we had this one very large night tour that everyone from New York went on. And so they use specific lighting at night that during the day you just have sunlight. And so when we went to like the World War II memorial with the Pacific and the Atlantic on each side, the lighting just makes it more profound.
Oh, I'll bet.
And it's a lot different than history class.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, it must be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, so real, so immense. Yeah.
With the lighting and in the city, everything feeling so profound and so surreal, as being someone who's such a young advocate for all these things, what type of power did you feel? Did you feel when you were there like something unlike you've ever felt? Like, how did seeing all these things just shape you and move you? Like, you kind of said it, like, how do you feel as a young advocate being in all these places with like some older type professionals?
I think it affects me more just because I'm younger and I'm more inexperienced. And so when I went to these memorials and I listened to the guide give all this timeless information, it really opens your eyes about how much has happened, even though we're such a young country, and how much change has happened, and that it's not forgotten. That
I like that.
People still talk about the things that happened, and that it still shapes who we are today.
What shapes who you are?
Well,
especially as a student, as an academic too, you know? As a citizen of the world, obviously a citizen of the country, you're someone who's very involved, but like, who made you into who you are?
well, to me, it wasn't really a person. So I was adopted when I was 6 from China. And so at a very young age, I was introduced to the American culture. And I learned English when I was 7. And that's when I truly started understanding how the US is kind of amazing, that there's so much freedom and so many possibilities and opportunities. But as I got older and I got more involved in like real-time issues that the US is involved with, I didn't want the problems that I saw on the news to affect the opportunities I have as a student and as I'm gonna get older. And so when I become a government worker, I want to advocate for the opportunities and that we aren't this power-hungry country and that we truly care for like everyone.
Well, good for you. Congratulations on your trip, on your award, and thank you for this discussion. It was really great.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank
For the Good will hold a Juneteenth celebration on Friday, June 19th at the North Utica Senior Center. The keynote speaker will be Dr. Jan Diamicis, who will speak on the origins of blackness and resistance in the Mohawk Valley. There will be a soul food banquet, and tickets are $50. For more information, go to uticaphoenix.net. This is the first week of Pride Month, and the Oneida County Pride Alliance has events planned all month, including this week's Pride Festival, which will be Saturday, June 6th from 10 to 4 at the Clinton Arena. For more information, go to OneidaCountyPrideAlliance.org or Facebook.com/Oneida County Pride. When we come back, Lily and I will take you to Utica's Mosque for this year's Eid Al Adha Carnival. And later in the show, we'll talk to Roosevelt Patterson about this year's Stop the Violence James Street Festival event. I'm Ron Klopfenstein, and you're in the hot seat on a Media Monday. I'll have more after the break. Welcome back to the hot seat on this Media Monday. I'm Ron Klopfenstein. This past weekend, I went with Lily Christopher and photojournalist and AI content producer Jim Hale to Utica Mosque Eid Al Adha Carnival. It was a beautiful afternoon of family, food, games, and community. It meant a lot to see so many of my current and former students there celebrating with their families. We have this report. I'm Ron Klopfenstein.
And I'm Lily Christopher at the Utica Mosque.
We're here for the Eid Al Adha Carnival 2026.
Hi, my name is Mohammed Shaheda. I'm actually one of the executive committee members here at Utica Masjid. Here today at Utica Masjid, we're celebrating Eid Al Adha, an Islamic holiday. We have a very diverse crowd, as you can see behind me. This is the second annual Eid Carnival we are having. All walks of life, young and old, are here to celebrate Eid Al Adha. All proceeds, 100% of them, go back to keeping the mosque going for things like our food pantry, our backpack drive, which will be happening here in a few months. That'll be at City Hall. So we're just doing a little bit of what we can for the Utica community and surrounding area. First one that comes after Ramadan, we have one Eid that comes then. This particular one is Eid Al Adha. So it's an Abrahamic religion where we do our sacrifices of the animals. The souls go up, and then a third goes to your family, a third goes to your friends, and a third goes to the poor in the community. So a lot of people do that and then bring them to the mosque so we can distribute it to the less fortunate in the community to go ahead and have some meat. It's a big deal. The holiday, normally you dress your best. There's a special prayer you go to. You come in, you do your sacrifices, you get your meat. We pass it around. It's candy, it's fun, it's our excitement. It's the one big giant holiday every year. Ramadan, absolutely. Those are 30 very sacred days where we fast from sunrise to sunset. But at the end of that, there is a small celebration. This is the big one though. This is the one where you see all the smiling faces of the kids, because this is the one where you cherish, you have family meals, you break bread, you give the gifts, the toys, the things. This is the big deal.
We're with Dr. Syed. He's one of the organizers of today's event. So what's happening here today?
today it's one of the Eid festivals. So this is one of the Muslims' largest Eid festival. We call it Eid Al Adha, and it lasts for 4 days. Today is the 4th day. First day was Wednesday. So today we are celebrating with Carnival.
What would you most like people to know about your community?
So our community is Utica. This is what we are. If you can even look around here, everyone is here. From Caucasian who are raised here, the ones who are revered, as well as people who are refugees or socially disadvantageous as well. Everyone who are living here are welcome here. This masjid specifies Muslims, and we are open for everyone. Anyone can come in, and as you can see, almost 30% of this crowd are not even Muslims, but they are helping, and they are doing all these games as well.
A very inclusive event.
That is correct, yes.
So with the message of unity and coming together, what at this event, how do you feel all the activities are bringing unity? What do you want people to leave tonight, and people who are walking, what do you want them to take away when they come home?
So this activity is primarily for our youth and kids. We just want to have kids to have a smiley face and have something good about this big sacrifice that Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam did, and he is the basic for all the religion that we have, or most of the religions that we know. So we are celebrating his sacrifice. He was willing to sacrifice his son, and here we are just sacrificing our time, maybe some money and effort. That's all it is, and just bringing a smile to kids' faces. That's all we want to do.
So Lily, what is this game? I think we should give this a try.
Yeah, so what is this game?
This game, toss basketballs in the hoop, the buckets.
Pretty straightforward, I would say. You gotta have good aim then though, but let's see. Let's see who has better aim. You go first.
Okay.
Gotta stand behind the Sour Patch Kids.
Okay, sorry to the audience in advance, I'm not good.
Oh, you almost had 30 points. Let me see. I bet I can beat you with this. I bet I can get that 30 right in the middle.
Oh, I got
so
the same.
close! Oh no! We'll try one more time. Let me try one more time too. No! I'm gonna be less ambitious here. Try for 20. Oh, hey, I got 20! I got 20! We're with Raymond and Faiza.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing here today?
We celebrate for Eid today, and we have festival, all kinds of free. Everybody welcome to come here, eat, enjoy for food, and kids got all kinds of activity. Yeah, so we have, thanks God, weather is good.
Yeah.
We love it, and thanks you guys to be here for us.
So guys, tell us a little bit about your beautiful dress and the culture and the making. What about your dress symbolizes today's culture?
Yes, we have holidays today and we're wearing their culture dresses, jewelries. I'm from Pakistan and this is my Pakistani dress, and all jewelry, and we celebration these holidays,
Celebrating the Pakistani
Yes, culture, holidays.
Razia has been in the United States for over 50 years after having been born in Pakistan. She came to Utica to work as a nurse.
This is my community. We all help each other. We opened this mosque long time ago.
Hi everybody, I'm here with Dave Padrone. So Dave, tell us a little bit about why you volunteer.
I volunteer to help out with the masjid. Our masjid started very, very small. It used to be just a house, actually. I actually became Muslim 3 years ago, so right after they had inaugurated this beautiful new building. But since the beginning of Utica Masjid, sometime in the early 90s, I don't remember the exact year, it's relied heavily on volunteer effort, especially those who are very dedicated and who are they have a little bit more resources than the rest of us. They do donate what they can, but it still requires a lot of volunteer effort.
We're with Samir, and Samir is with Mediterranean Combo and the Kebab House CNY. So Samir, what are you making today?
We have smoothies, as you can tell. We have bubble teas as well. That's about it.
Can I try one?
Sure.
So what kind of smoothies are they?
From whatever of the fruits you see, we have banana, pineapple, mango, strawberry. You could like mix it, do whatever you want.
Anything in the Utica community that you've never noticed in Syracuse?
Just like the community and the exposure you get out here.
Yes.
It's good. It's like a healthy environment to be in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
There's a strawberry.
Strawberry.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we'll both drink it at the same time.
You have strawberry.
Strawberry banana.
Strawberry banana.
So Lily, let's give this smoothie a try here. Good job. Good job.
Good job.
So we went into Ali, Big Grizzly. So what are you guys doing here today?
This one for people help food, people help Muslim food. My good people help food, help. Oh, weather nice today. Weather.
Oh, really? You got great weather for this. It's beautiful here. Nice vibe too.
Nice people. Nice everything. Nice. Nice people. Nice.
So tell us a little bit about you.
So I'm Big Grizzly, and I pretty much been involved in community organizations. I do everything for them, especially when it comes to Midtown Utica Community Center. So I do everything for them, and they do a lot for me. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Is being charitable and helping people a part of your religion?
Yes, charity and helping people, it is a part of the religion.
So we figured, why not invite everybody in the local community? And like I said, you can see people, usually it's about 250, 300 people to join us, to go ahead, come and celebrate with us. So
nice.
Community culture, food, and fun here at the Utica Mosque.
Today's event was all about unity and community.
I'm Lily Christopher.
And I'm Ron Klopfenstein for 95.5 FM, The Heat. Lily Christopher is still here with me in the studio, co-hosting today. Welcome back. Good job on that story.
Thank you. As to you, Ron.
Thank you. So what do you think? What do you think makes a good story?
What I think makes a good story is uniting the community with the journalists, and the journalists having passion in what they're reporting. Without passion and without inspiration, there would be nothing and no motivation. So just, to me, what makes a good story is understanding purpose, understanding why this beautiful event or sometimes a tragic thing happens, what makes it vulnerable to spread, because really, what keeps each time period in history memorable is what news and what news went on and what happened. And as a journalist, the most important thing is to report, to make an impact with news, and to just preserve news for upcoming generations.
Absolutely. It's like we're saving it for history. And you just graduated with your degree in journalism.
Thank you, yes.
I always wondered, because I never took a journalism course. I was an English major. Yes. I did writing and stuff. But I wondered, what are some of the things that you learned from your 4 years of education in journalism school?
What I learned mainly is just how to report sounding professional, how to not overshare, how to not be biased, how to not insert an opinion into journalism to make it about the community and about the listeners and not about us.
Right.
And one of the things I learned is just how in news always it's tragedy, it's hardship, it's heartache in the world is what people remember. A good story of somebody donating, or unfortunately it's not remembered. It's the big, unfortunate, huge pieces of news. So it's just us as journalists, what we learn, we have to spread the word in such an important way where we get people motivated to make this bad news good. How could people stop fires? How could they stop kidnappings? How could they stop things from all over the world that are forgotten, landmines, war bands, etc.
Right. It's just interesting you mentioned landmines, because I know that you were a big fan of Princess Diana, who, like, when I think of landmines, I always remember, you probably have seen these pictures too of, like, her walking through the landmine field. Yes. Did you ever see that, her walking through the minefield?
Yes.
She was very brave. I gotta ask you, we've never talked about this before, but, like, where does your interest in the royal family come from? Because I'm passionate about the royals too, so I share that interest.
Yes, no, the landmine photos, which is amazing. She spread that charity right the month before she tragically died in the accident.
Right. I mean, how incredibly brave, like, for her to walk through a minefield, you know, with a face protection, which would do very little, you know, I mean, if you step on a mine, you know.
Exactly. And actually, one of the landmine victims who she donated to help get a new leg, because this girl stepped on a leg by her daughter, is named after the late Princess Diana.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
But I have always just been into not so much them for the, even though it's amazing, the bling and the fashion.
Yeah, right.
Just because people don't realize they aren't famous for nothing. Behind closed doors, they have charities like Prince William with Earthshot, Prince Harry with Invictus Games for disabled Olympians. Just really, they're more than just a figure. They use their power to spread good. They don't spread, wars. They try not to, or at least as we know, their intention isn't to spread hate or to spread.
Right, they're very non-political, usually, and
mainly just non-political peace, and that peace is desired from anybody, and it shouldn't just be granted from political figures. It should be from people who could spread, like them high up, who could spread the message. But it's not. No matter what political views or background you share, no one should have to fight for peace. It should just be granted.
Oh, yeah. They've always interested me because, like, I think it's interesting, the royal family, because, like, it's interesting that royalty has, in some countries, has survived to this day. Like, we think about the Middle Ages and stuff, and some people still have it. And then once I was older and, like, read more about them and stuff and, like, realized that, especially with the Queen, like, it was such a life of utter service to her nation, which I really admire. People that, like, just give so much of themselves. And of course, they have all the money and they have the, the benefits of being royalty, but, they really do, like, sacrifice really their entire life to the country. And, like, they have to sacrifice too, like, which I would find hard, their personal identity to just be fully this role, who really does speak to everyone and never has an opinion, never turns people off. That'd be like, it's a hard job,
Exactly. Never complain.
Never complain. Right.
Always explain. That's their motto.
Exactly. Yeah.
To me, what's just amazing is just how they're born. It really is their whole identity, having to work for the people and helping, because from the day they're born, they don't choose this life.
Right.
They don't even have a last name. It's either prince, princess, king, queen.
Exactly. There's that too. It's like, they never did have a choice. Like, in fact, like, it seemed like the Queen actually would have rather preferred to live on a farm and have horses and stuff,
Exactly.
But they step up because they have to. So we're going to talk more about this when we come into segment 3. But before we go, I just want to tell you again about For the Good. We'll hold a Juneteenth celebration on Friday, June 19th at the North Utica Senior Center. Keynote speaker will be Dr. Jan D. Amichis, who will speak on the origins of blackness and resistance in the Mohawk Valley. There will be a soul food banquet, and the tickets are $50. For more information, go to uticaphoenix.net. This is the first week of Pride Month, and the Oneida County Pride Alliance has events planned all month, including this week's Pride Festival, which will be held on Saturday, June 6th from 10 to 4 at the Clinton Arena. For more information, go to OneidaCountyPrideAlliance.org or Facebook.com/Oneida County Pride. I'm Ron Klopfenstein. You're on the hot seat on a Media Monday. I'll have more after the break. Hey everybody, welcome back to the hot seat on this Media Monday. I'm Ron Klopfenstein. Before we continue, I'd like to send some support to my friend and co-worker John. His daughter Mataya is dealing with some serious health challenges right now. If you're in a position to help, the family has a GoFundMe called Care and Love for care and love for Mataya's journey ahead. And Mataya is spelled Mataya. So if you can help out, just look for that and GoFundMe, Care and Love for Mataya's journey ahead. And as again is Mataya. This also I want to point out that Proctor High School softball program is having a fashion show on Saturday. It's an evening of elegance and fun. Tickets are $25 at the door. Advanced tickets are only $20 though. It's at T.R. Proctor High School. That's at 1203 Hilton Ave in Utica. And that is going to start doors open at 5. Show starts at 6. So Proctor High School softball program is putting a fashion show. Now we didn't get in touch with them in time to be on the show, but next year we got to have people from the fashion show on this show too. So I love fashion. Lily, you like fashion too, right?
I love
gonna
fashion.
say, you know, yeah.
Like fashion more than I should like fashion.
I don't think there's any amount that you should. I think the more the better. You know, I'm definitely a fashion fan too. You know, I love to go. Where do you like to shop?
I like to shop everywhere. I like to support local. I like to shop at Thriftish and Clinton, at Gracious Home Fashion, and a lot of also too like bigger, like American Eagle, Hollister. But I love fashion, and fashion is definitely, and you guys saw in the last segment why I like fashion and not sports when I tried that game.
Right. Me too. I love to go to Destiny Mall, you know.
Me too.
I love to go to Macy's and H&M, and I love TJ Maxx too, you know. And thrift shops are fun. You got me into that because of doing stories with you about thrift shops, you know.
Yes.
Such cool places. What are some of the coolest things that you found at a thrift shop?
Wow. One time, not with fashion, I was at a thrift shop right in downtown Utica, and I found actually an old book on the royal family that was right from like the 1800s.
Oh my gosh, how cool.
Thank you. At a store in Clinton, I found very old Halston dresses from New York City.
Halston? Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And at one time, they would have been sold for, like $500,
Oh,
$800.
yeah, like in the 70s, yeah.
Yes. And there they were like $50. And I'm like, wait, is this real? Like,
oh my gosh.
Yes, but that's the amazing thing with Thriftish is cool finds.
That's a cool store that we went to, right? We did a story, right?
Yes.
I remember that you did a story. You interviewed the kid on the Spectrum ad. That was really neat, you know.
And they get people there from really all over the world. There's people who go thrifting at Thriftish or who are right from downstate and across the state, across the state, across the country.
Such a cool place, like very curated there. Like the stuff that she has was like, it wasn't like overstuffed with everything like a garage sale. It was like very like laid out, kind of like a museum. It was very fancy. I was so impressed with that. So now, before we're going to break, we're talking about as a journalist, as a journalism student too. You just graduated. You know, a lot of concerns people have nowadays. You express this is with misinformation. And with people that maybe weren't raised watching like the legacy news, like I was, or reading newspapers and stuff, and now we all get our news to a degree from social media and TikTok and stuff, and there's a real concern about like news that is not legitimate.
Exactly. Whether or not it's our local media outlets in Utica or world news, countrywide news all throughout the nation. There is many of my generation who is Gen Z. They are not watching all like credible, reliable sources. They actually are watching and getting all their news from either Instagram or Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, which to a certain extent, when you know the source is credible, is fine. But how do we know those are credible sources? Influencers on Instagram, TikTok, all over, they could just be posting these things from their bedroom or from their room, which is fine if they don't have a studio, but where are they doing the research? Where are they getting this information from? Are they from reliable sources? Are they from people who are experiencing these events and circumstances? Or do they just make almost these conspiracies in their head? And conspiracies have gotten so, as I'm sure everybody knows, they've made a very wide comeback and very much circulating everywhere because nobody knows where this information is coming from. So they start making assumptions, which they could be very smart and they could be very right, but do we know, are these assumptions true? Are they credible? Are they reliable?
Where do you get your news from?
I get my news. I try to listen. I listen to everything. I listen, obviously, to our station, the Phoenix, to the Sentinel Media Company in Rome and Utica, WKTV, and also nationwide stations, whether or not it's CNN, CBS, NBC, even Fox a little bit. I do like I watch every single station because I want to get different perspectives and different information and different sources of the same event that's happening.
What makes you different from other people your age that are maybe Gen Z, or what is it? Is it Gen? What is it? Alpha Gen? I forget.
Z.
But what makes how can we convince people, all people, even people my age too, to seek out more of a balanced diet of news and information and more of credible stuff?
I would just have to say, we are the one thing in life we could control. So just our minds are the only mind we can control. So open up your mind and ask yourself, where are they getting this from? Just ask. What makes me particularly, what you said, different is I don't just listen to one person. I check research about them, make sure they're credible. Trust is important. Where I feel much of my generation, they don't trust the source for the person. They just trust it because it's trendy. They trust that this person is gaining followers. They're gaining almost influencer attention. They're gaining attention from social media. But I like to trust my sources. I don't just listen to them because they are the trending influencer or podcaster of my generation. I will do research. I will have an open mind. I won't just watch anybody because they're trending. I watch for what they have to say and what credibility and what they have.
Do you ever talk about this with your friends, maybe who are maybe people, if you have friends who do kind of put more value or emphasis on trendiness or a podcast that's taking off? Do you ever have discussions with your friends about, or people your generation, about this topic and try to explain to them why they may not be a credible source, and how does that go?
I would actually have to say yes. Recently, I don't know if you're familiar with Alex Cooper. She is a journalist and she runs the big podcast called Her Daddy. It's Michelle Obama was on, Mark Ballas from Dancing with the Stars, a couple people growing, and she's the #1 podcaster of especially girls my generation.
Oh,
and
is she?
It's Alex Earl, who's another very high influencer. They're currently feuding right now, and the memes on TikTok are you Alex with an E or Alex with an I? And many of my friends didn't like the show. They're trusting this one source, Alex Cooper, but how do we know what she's saying is reliable? She could have all these prominent sources, but are they reliable? And we talk about this all the time. Just because this girl is the face of our generation, it doesn't necessarily mean everything she's saying is correct or trustworthy.
Why is she the face of your generation? What is about her that resonates with people your age?
I think it's the vibe of her studio. She dresses. She created the Unwell brand of drinks and athletic wear. It's at Target, but her studio is very colorful in California, and she gets all these big name people. And I would just have to say her energy, because I don't want to say she doesn't talk prominent, but she talks very relaxed, not like she's in a newsroom, she's sitting with her guests and they're talking like they're just having coffee or having dinner. And I would just have to say her relaxed vibe, the way she dresses in sweatshirts, which is totally fine. I would dress in a sweatshirt right now.
Right. It's more accessible,
Exactly, the sweatshirts and the way she talks to her guests. I think what people like is that she seems very relatable and very much just like an ordinary person you would talk to on the street.
Now, who's someone in legacy media that you would admire? Say from CNN or from a journalist that you think is really credible and that has maybe given you an example of how to work?
I kind of a journalist on the late night show, but Joan Rivers, she was so funny.
Oh my gosh, I liked her too.
Yes.
she's one of my heroes too, because she was tough and she stuck with it, you know, and right to the end of her life, she was out there and she was, you know, well, you talk about her, yeah.
Exactly.
Why Joan Rivers?
I was only, and I'm sorry to make you feel old.
No.
I was only 10 when she died.
Yeah,
and
right. No,
even just as a 10-year-old, she very much captured me. I knew from a young age I would make little toy newspapers when I was 8 and would pass them around my house. I wanted to be something in the media field, and she just stuck to me. How she was one of the few women in entertainment and on late night who could really capture the country and just be funny. All of her guests admired her and respected her, because I feel for a woman in late night, it's particularly challenging.
Oh, I do too.
I love all of our late night hosts, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But when you look at
the ones that have left, you know, Colbert, unfortunately, you know.
Long live Colbert.
Exactly. Yes, right, yeah.
But when you look at like Fallon, Colbert, Kimmel, a lot of our late night hosts are, and James Corden before him, a lot of them are men.
They're
and
guys,
I just feel it's not fair today that we can't get one female host.
Exactly. And she was a trailblazer in that, you know?
To represent.
Truth teller, yeah. I admire Joan Rivers tremendously, yeah. Well, Jay, let's bring you to the conversation here. So our other guest wasn't able to make it to today, but you are one of the performers at the James Street Festival. This is the 3rd annual, right?
Yep.
So tell us about this.
Well, this is, of course, the James Street Festival. It takes place right on the corner of James and Brinkerhoff. It's in front of the rebuilding the Village Center.
Okay.
Of course, that's spearheaded by Roosevelt Patterson.
Yes, right.
It was, kind of, I won't say based, but it was kind of influenced by my cousin Patrick Johnson.
I knew him, yeah. He died, yeah.
But anybody that knew Patrick knew that, his heart was for the community.
Yeah.
And, he just wanted to see his community shine, So he would put on different things like, for instance, the Hoops and Dreams Festival.
Let's say Hoops and Dreams came from him, right?
That's going to be next month, I believe on the 11th and 12th. So
we should cover that,
that legacy going. So, as his cousin, I can appreciate, what he's doing and what Rebuilding the Village is doing.
Right.
Keeping his legacy and his, memory alive.
He was very anti-violence, I think.
Yes. So, of course, it's all about promoting, zero homicides, non-violence.
Yep.
So they put on this festival, something along the lines of people remember like Soul Day back in the day, or like, even like the good old summertime.
Yeah,
right. Like Utica Monday night, or, just things.
Yeah, Utica Monday night, I was a big fan.
Things that was outdoors, to bring people together, to have a good time, enjoy good music, enjoy good food, good times all together.
So how's it work? Do people just go there, or like?
Yeah, it's outside, so there's no entry fee or anything. It's absolutely free.
Nice.
Of course, there'll be different vendors there. I believe Unc's on the Grill. He's like a pop-up food.
Oh, okay.
Type thing.
So you like buy food and stuff,
there'll be food available, and of course, different people from different organizations will be out there.
Yeah.
And we have different performers throughout the day. I believe it starts at 1 o'clock p.m. and goes until 8 p.m. I personally will be performing at 3 p.m.
3 p.m. Okay. Yep.
So I actually will be dropping a new song.
Oh, cool!
At the James Street Festival.
Oh my gosh!
Now, I wrote like 2 versions. One that I'm performing at the James Street is designed specifically for James Street Festival.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do like a general one just to put out, to the public.
Wow, you should do that on the show sometime too.
Yeah, definitely.
On your show, of course, but also on this show here.
Right,
yeah.
Definitely. So I'm not sure all the performers that's going to be.
I know G Swiss is there. He let me know.
All right, and I know I call him my Prince City brother because we both perform projects. But Mr. P, he'll be performing. I believe at like 5 p.m.
Yeah.
But that's on Saturday.
Okay.
This is a 2-day event.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a 2-day event. So
cool.
Saturday I'll be performing. Things like that. And Sunday is more like gospel oriented.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
They'll have a choir come through, like a community choir. My good friend Joel Mason. He's very known locally for being a musician, organist, things like that.
Yeah,
He helped put together like a community choir. Shout out to Cameron, Vanessa. All the people that's from my church, St. Matthew's Temple, Church of God in Christ.
Yeah, gotta get a shout out in for that. Gotta plug that. Yeah, got to.
But yeah, different people from various churches.
Now, what are the Sunday hours?
I believe it's the same thing.
Okay.
1 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Wow, those are 2 long days. That's really great.
Yeah. So I believe the community choir will be up about like 5 p.m. If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's like I said, come on out.
Yeah.
Enjoy good times. Enjoy good food, good music.
Into your number 3.
And I think it's supposed to be a good weekend this weekend weather-wise.
Weather-wise,
so
good. Nice.
No excuses.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah. So, Jay, we'll have to look for that. So that is the James Street Festival, and that is Saturday and Sunday from 1 o'clock to 8 p.m. So we'll see you there on Saturday at 3 p.m. to perform your songs, but there's music all the way through. So
shout out to DJ JMC as well.
I was going to say there was someone from our station who's also going to be on the show. I can't remember who. So yes.
Shout out to him too.
So Utica Phoenix represented there.
Yes, indeed. And I do want to say that my performance Saturday, I will be dedicating that to the memory of my cousin Carl Anthony Jackson, aka CJ, who unfortunately lost his life in the tragic fires.
In the fires, right? Yeah.
So it's going to be kind of hard.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
The service is Saturday also.
Oh, it is? Really?
Like earlier in the day. So.
And then you're performing after that,
Right.
so wow.
So, back and forth.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's definitely dedicated to him.
Yeah.
I know he, of course, loved things like this. So.
Yeah. Well, that'll give your song more meaning too, and it'll be, I'm sure that'll come across your performance too. So, well, good luck with that. So we've been talking to our own Jay-Z. He'll be performing at the James Street Festival. And we were going to have this whole episode online Wednesday night at uticaphoenix.net/Media Monday for YouTube and all the different podcasts. Our audio engineer is Jay-Z, Jonathan Brooks. He's up next with the Easy Ride Home. Jim Hale records the show for YouTube and podcasts. He's our photojournalist and AI content producer. Lily Christopher is our associate producer, and she co-hosted with me today. And she went with me to the Eid Carnival, too. You can look for that story tonight at about 9 o'clock on my Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. Nabil Khan is our entertainment correspondent. And I'm Ron Klopfenstein. And I'll be back next week with another Hot Seat Media Monday. This is Ron Klopfenstein. Meet me in the Hot Seat every Monday at 5 p.m. for Hot Seat Media Mondays on 95.5 FM, The Heat.